Greetings and welcome to One Spherical Love Church, presented by Unispherical Muse, LLC. And today's little fun-filled facts sermon session is about retirement. Now, a lot of people understand how retirement works, I would assume. If not, then this is just something new for you. Now, you only have so many paychecks per your life existence in each lifetime. And as with all things, you can either waste your time or you can waste your money. That's your choice. Learn to budget your time, money, and energy. Now, I am a certified financial planner. And why? Because it's something I wanted to do to myself and for myself. Did I do it for a job? Please. What a waste of space and time. Do I want to play with numbers all day, considering I worked in accounting for 13 years? Oh, please, I quit because I was bored out of my mind. No. You learn just the economical flow of money because you also comprehend, because I've spoke about it before, money is merely energy. You are directing that energy as to where that money goes and comes. It's that simple. Now, you only have so many working days in each lifetime. Now, back in the day, before the economy needed to go fluctuate like a roller coaster, back in the day, the saying was, you start at the age of 18, and by the time you retire, age 62, you put $2,000 a month in a savings account. Depending upon the APY, annual percentage yield, as to how much interest that money will accumulate. So $2,000 a year, and by the time you reach 62 years old, you will have $1 million. So for some people, that's feasible. For some, it is not. Now, when you have two incomes, and you've learned how to budget your money, you do not extend beyond your lifestyle, and you only receive what it is you need in life, not what you want in life. Now, what you need is food, shelter, clothing. These are the three categories in your budget. Food, healthy, of course, food, clothes, and you shop at the high-end price clothes? Dude, why would I go and pay high price when dirt doesn't care about fashion? When you're a landscaper of over 30 years, what do you need to worry about fashion for? Dirt and trees and bushes don't care. So you go to the thrift shop. Voila, you bring it home, you do laundry. It's washable. Hello, it's cotton. It's a particular type of fabric. It's satin, whatever. It's washable. If not, dry clean it. But why would you waste the money dry cleaning? Because you're trying to budget your money. So you buy clothes that are wash and wear. Now, if you want your clothes to look all pretty, do a little bit of decorating on them, you know? And you get your little pins. They have little bling-blings on them, you know, and you can attach them to your buttons. You get little cuffs, so that pins are for the cuffs, the tie tacks and whatnot. So you get your little increments of bling-blings, all right? It makes your cheap clothing look, wow, you just spent a fortune, all right? It's all about accessories. And, of course, you learn that in modeling, yeah. it's all about the accessories. And that's, your shoes, the shoestrings. Not just the shoes, but the shoestrings. What bling bling you got on your shoes. What bling bling you got on your pants. What bling bling you got on your shirt. You see what I'm saying? It's just, what is the little things that make it stand out to make you look rich, even if you're not. And you're only doing that to satisfy your own ego. Because, trust me, your computer does not care what your fashion is. You're a dental hygienist. The machines don't care what your fashion is. You see, it's all a hang up in the psychosomatic human way of existing. Hang-ups can get expensive. It's called keeping up with the Joneses. Why are you going to waste your hard-earned money on somebody else's image of what they think you should live your life, speak your life, do your life? Dude, I don't care what other people say, do, and think. Why? Because they don't pay my bills. Thank you very much. Everything I have, I did it myself. I worked hard for it, and everything I own. Hello, I owe no bills. Hello. Why? Because I know what it is that I need to achieve in life. Do not depend on someone else to help you with your happiness. Now, budgeting. Now, you've just done home, food, clothing. Now, your home is specifically to not go overboard. You don't need all that extra space. How many people in existence came to the land that you exist on, decided, oh, I need a 2,000-foot square home so I can create stress in my world and afford 2 or 3 jobs to be able to afford this home? What's wrong with you? That's called psychosomatic, wishful thinking, utopia. Hello, brainwashing. Seriously? Why do you keep creating the muck in your life? Muck is chaos. You get what you can afford. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Because it's within your means. Because you're trying to balance your psyche. You're balancing your heart. You're balancing your home life. You're balancing your existence. Because machines, cars, houses, everything does not care what clothes you wear. That food that you're eating, it goes down one pipe and comes out the other. Your body does not care what it looks like, as long as it is nutritious. When it comes to food nutrition, minerals food first, vitamins second, everything else is third. So make sure you are getting the adequate amount of minerals you need for your age, your height, your body weight, your genes. I mean, the whole 9 yards, all right? Mineral first, vitamins second, everything else is third, all right? All your plates have 2/3 vegetable, 1/3 everything else. You never eat more than meat 3 times a week, and meat is chicken, beef, tuna, turkey, seafood, whatever. It's an animal. Your animal byproduct. Limit that shit right now. No more than 4 days a week. Animal byproducts. That is your honey, your milk, your cheese, everything. Guess what? Your world now becomes plant-based foods, and guess what? Your body will say thank you, and your heart will love you for it. Curb your appetite. Bring down that high horse called the ego. Limit yourself and say, okay, this I need because this I deserve, and this is my reward. Basically, I'm plant-based food 6 days a week. 1 day, my reward, because I worked hard all week. What is my 1 day? Junk food for 24 hours. What's junk food? Any type of meat. I'm going to go grab a Euro and fries. I'm going to go grab this and that. That's your fast food once a week. Now, if you're budgeting even more, once every 2 weeks, and that would be your payday. Hey, don't they coincide together? Now, when it comes to finances, you have to look at things a little differently than what's being presented to you. It is not the way of the world. It is not the economical collapse of this and that. They could blow it all out their butt, all that hot air, because that's just called gas, right? Gas be coming out of your mouth. Gas be coming out of your behind. So just keep blowing that gas. Let's see, I'm up to, my goal is to grocery shop once every 6 months. I now have over 3 months since I've been grocery shopping. Yeah, okay. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a very long time. And like I said, I'm a certified financial planner for my own peace of mind, for my own lifestyle, for my own existence in equilibrium, homeostasis. Now, you get yourself a spreadsheet, which I explained this to a coworker the other day. You get a spreadsheet, Excel, Lotus, accounting software, whatever floats your boat. Get yourself a spreadsheet. Now, the spreadsheet will show your assets and liabilities. Assets are plus, liabilities are minus. Now, you want to know about your annual percentage yield, your APY, that's your interest. Now, most banks and businesses do your quarterly interest. Quarterly is every 3 months, just like in nature. You have 4 seasons. Seasons change every 3 months. What a coinky-dink, right? So you're budgeting the inside of your life and the outside of your life because you're budgeting your stress level because you're not overspending in time, money, and energy. Well, miracles never cease. Now, you look at the APY. What I did was I looked for all of the credit unions. I don't bank. I haven't banked, God, maybe when I was 16, I said, forget this business. I went straight for a credit union, which when my children were 16, I opened them they were 12. I opened them a savings account in a credit union. This would have been in the early 80s. I put $20 in there. Now, their job was whenever they did anything extra and made money, say birthday money, whatever, put it in a savings account. So they never added to it. I never added. It was just the beginning for them to learn how to save. Now, when they turned 18, of course, they spent that money and the account then closed. And then later, years later, neither one of them have a credit union account, a bank account. Well, they didn't want to follow in mama's footsteps. Well, then that's their choice. That's life. Some kids don't, and some kids do. So you can't tell someone to do something. You can only give them the information. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink it. That's the way it is. And that's the real deal. Now, I researched all the credit unions in the county I live at. Because you have your city, your county, your state, that go into state tax and federal tax and all of your banks. Same with the credit unions. You never have over $100,000 because it must be FDIC insured. If it's not, you're going to lose your tail feathers. And you're just going to be all naked and don't know why. You got no money, no home, no clothes, no car, no nothing. Because it wasn't FDIC insured. Now, make sure that it is FDIC insured. Do not have over $100,000. If it's over $100,000, you do not get a separate account. No. You go to another credit union. There are plenty around. All right? Now, what happens is The government will then keep tabs on you by your Social Security number of how much you have in your bank accounts. And of course, you will get your 1099s from your bank saying how much is in there. All right? Step 1. Step 2 is that you will find out of all the credit unions in your county which one has the highest APY in savings. Now, when you go to a bank, they will charge you for your checking and savings. Now, in the credit unions, you don't get charged for checking, and you receive compounded interest monthly on your savings. That's how you do it. You don't want money taken away. You want assets, not liabilities. All right? Now, on your spreadsheet, you have on there color coding. At the very top, well, 3 lines down. Because on the top, you will have personal budget, the year. And the year goes in front. Because each year, you're keeping track of your budget. And this is budget of finance. Now you got your personal budget. Go down 3 lines, and you're going to then start in alpha order the companies that you spend your money at. On the very top of this list of companies, you will have non-food. Then you have the list of companies that you spend money at. That's your electric, your propane, your fuel, anything that has nothing to do with food. Insurance, all that good jazz. Then you jump over 2 lines to the right. Above where you have your companies, you jump over 3 lines, and then you will go January, next sale, because they're all done by cells. So you can add or delete a cell or a row. See, that's a spreadsheet. So you're going to go January all the way to December. Each month has its own cell. Okay? Now, on the left, you will have all the companies that are non-food. So every time you make a purchase, you put it in that month. Now, at the end of the January through December, you go over a couple more cells, and then it will have total. Then you jump over 2 more, and then you have percent. That would be your, if you want to really get technical, that's your monthly percent. Jump to the next cell, and that is your quarterly percent. Jump to the next cell, that is your APY percent. Because you're keeping track of your assets and liabilities. Assets are red, your liabilities are, assets are blue, liabilities are red. So when you go through and you're putting your money in, you're putting it color coding. Now, if it's just money you're spending, it's always black. Now, your money that's coming in from your savings account, your APY, and etc., is going to be colored blue. So you go down, most of the spreadsheet is going to be black until you're doing your assets and liabilities of compounded interest. Now, after you put all of the companies, make sure you leave space for at least 20. Then you skip 2 spaces, still on the left side. You will then do this again. You will say food. Jump over 2 cells, and then you do January through December, and you do the same thing. You're doing your total and your percents, all 3 percents. Under the word food, you will skip a space, and then you will put down all the places you purchase food from. And then in that month, you will then add those receipts. So you can save your receipts until the weekend to your day off, and then you put them all in, plug them in. Now, I just turn around and use my little calculator on my phone, and I add up the receipts for the week of which company I spent the money in. This way, when you're all done, then you can see in time, being a wise consumer, which companies are pricing things at a certain level that is higher than another company. I mean, I can go to Little Caesar, say maybe half a mile to my left, in the same town I live in. It is $2 more than the half a mile from my work is $2 more for the same exact food. Now I can travel, say maybe south, because those are both east-west. I can travel south a couple miles to another Little Caesars. That one is $3 more than the one near my home, and it's $2 more than the one near my work. You see what I'm saying? So when you're going around, you're looking at these, you can get really a little more technical and say, Little Caesars, under that you leave space in your cells, and you go from the word, the business, you jump over to the next cell to the right. And under that, then you can put which location or whatever so that you can remember, okay, I'm not doing my shopping there. Technically, I would make my grocery list, whatever it is I'm going to get for the week. Maybe I need to go get some sandals. Maybe I need to go get a new hat, whatever, right? So you got your list. I put my list in my lunchbox. When I get off of work, I know which part of town that I need to head to, north, south, east, and west. So I'm not going from my home. I'm going right after work because I'm already out. I'm not wasting fuel for the next day. I'm wasting the fuel that day. I'm already out and about. So I judge mileage, how many miles to get to this particular store that's actually this much cheaper than the one that on that side of town. See, that's how that flows. You budget your time, money, and energy. All right? Now, you can go, if you got the time, you could put all your receipts when you get home, pop them in on your spreadsheet, and then you're done. And then you could just review it on your day off and see what you need to move, what in what column. All right? Now, make sure, I had to tell my coworker, make sure when you do an insert or a delete, you insert a row, not a cell. Because if you just do a cell, the whole thing will shift and it becomes miscombobulated. And then everything you just did, all that work, is just gonna, freak up. All right? Then when you go to save, it asks you, do you want to save? Well, if you just freaked it all up, then no, you don't save. Then it'll go away, the little question will go away, and then you resave after you've fixed the issue that you completed. All right? A lot of times if you just, on the top right corner, you just X out, and then you just bring your budget back up, it'll come back up like as if you didn't even enter anything. Okay? Now, last year I spent, buco bucks of thousands of dollars getting the products for my business. Because after cancer, I'm starting to get all my businesses back in order. Now things are rolling, getting back in order. Last year I spent buco bucks. This year I'm not, because I'm back to grocery shopping once every 3 months. I cook once a week, grocery shop once every 6 months, because I dry out all my fruits and vegetables. So I was stocking up on my mason jars. I was getting everything prepared. Your supplies is what usually costs the most in your personal life and your business life. You must have your supplies first. When you have a food, a plant, whatever, you must have a container. You can't just go get that food or that plant or whatever if you don't have a container. You must think about what particular type of container will I keep this product in. And trust me, it is very disgusting to keep your food in plastic containers or your food in cans. It's like, oh, gag me. Do you know what? Oh, my goodness. The molecules of viruses and bacteria that sit in plastic, and you go and take your food out and you eat that? Gag me. No, I went and purchased tons of mason jars. So I've got enough to last for a lifetime and then some. Because you got your half gallons, you got your quarter size, you got your small ones for your herbs. I mean, just everything. So you get your stuff. And you're not going to vacuum pack your food, please. I have no food no food in my refrigerator or my freezer. Because what happens if you don't got the money to pay your electric bill? What happens if your refrigerator dies? Ooh, there goes your food. If you dry it all out, you put it in your mason jars, voila, you got food for life. Okay? Now, every meal I cook, I put 50 ingredients inside. That is 50, because minerals first, vitamins second, everything else is third. All right? And this I've been doing, research and study food nutrition for 30 years. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. It's just pretty much another little step in the adventures of my life, because I go and I have fun. I'm not sitting there cooking in the refrigerator. I'm cooking in the stove. I was not born to cook and clean. You just do it, get it done, and move on. All right? Now, make sure that you're a much more wise consumer with your food. You are a wise consumer with your clothes. You are a wise consumer with your home. And home is where the heart is. Home is where you hang your hat. Now, your home, you're going to have little increments of happy space. For one person, you should not have more than max 600 square feet of living space. If you're in a tiny home, you better believe you're bringing it down to 400 square foot space. So, per person is what you adjust your budget to. If you have 10 children, dude, I feel sorry for you to have to budget that. Oh, my goodness. Everybody gets hand-me-down of clothes, hand-me-down of rooms, and oh, my goodness. Okay. I think the world's changed. Everybody don't pop out a bunch of kids anymore. It's like, ooh, the world is already overpopulated. Quit making it more. Now, what you do is you're going to turn around and you're going to go online. Now, the government has the statistics of every 10 years, how many people are around, and when they're doing it, you can then go in a step further that in that 10-year span, how many trucks belong to homes, how many trucks that are actually working trucks in that neighborhood. Now, there's a working truck. That means you can justify that 9 times out of 10, that home income, how much the person makes, livelihood. That home income is going to be basically $2,500 to $3,000, I think it was. And no, they don't have 2-car garage, 2.5 kids. You see what I'm saying? So it depends upon usually the mode of transportation, as to the income of that neighborhood, as to the income of the type of education they will receive, as to the type of, and the list goes on and on. So you look at the statistical facts. Now, statistically, if you go on Occupational Outlook Handbook, back in the day, you go in the library, and you can only go to the reference section, and in the library, it tells you Occupational Outlook Handbook. The government takes statistics for 10 years. Now, in that statistics, it tells you what jobs are going to be in demand, which ones are going to be eliminated. Then it tells you what is the environment you work in for this job description. How much money you're going to make, how much education you need, what's the body part. In accounting, your body part is your fingers, so you're using 95% of your fingers. And watch out, you can get carpal tunnel and tendonitis with that, okay? I was up to 65 words a minute, 10,000 keystrokes per minute when you're doing 10 key by hand. That means you're doing by touch, not typing. So I'm doing 65 words a minute. And then I'm popping in on the number keys because you got to add all the numbers together to be able to spit out 200 checks in less than 4 hours. All right? That's where your doctors, your dentists, your lawyers, and everybody, they're screaming on the phone. They want their money, and they want it now. So there you go. So you're going to get carpal tunnel and tendonitis. So learn the statistical facts that are presented before you. It's not, rocket science. It's called logic. Yeah, in college, I did 10 years of testing. What would I be good at? For my personality, what environment, what education I needed, and so on and so forth, all right? So when it comes to the trucks and how much the neighborhood makes, that's called business planning. And yes, I have 4 different business plans because I have 4 different businesses. So you got to keep track of certain increments within that particular field of existence and that expertise. You see? So in financing, the way the economy flows is every 10 years, whether it's civil war or global war, there is a war every 10 years. The economy changes every 30 years. Sometimes the fluctuation will drop down to the economy changes every 10 years. But for the most part, it's 30 years. And then people cry that everything is going up. Well, guess what? If it goes up, you will then get either a raise or cost of living raise. There's 2 different types of raises that you will get in your work environment. Now, most companies will just offer a 401k, which is typically a mutual fund. And remember, when you are creating your budget, you will have on there your mutual fund, and it will collect your monthly interest, summer, quarterly interest. You will then put that blue color inside your budget. So you know exactly where is your money going to and from. Okay? Now, I find it is important that when I took a class at Nevada State University, was a one-time thing. It was a workshop, of course. And within those few hours, it was a husband and wife team about how to invest $25 a month in the stock market. Now, basically, the whole thing boiled down to 7 different avenues. Now, when you're rich, we can talk dollars. When you're poor, we talk pennies. Now, in my world, that is poor. It's like, I have no desire to be rich. And actually, in reality, since I was a teenager, I cannot stand people that have money. Their egos are just way too high. They're on their high horse of trying to impress everybody else, person, place, and thing. Dude, you're boring me. It's not about the glitz and glamour of the bling blings. You can attract any bug with your bling bling. On a side note, when I went on vacation to Egypt, this couple, they were big, okay? We were talking like 250 pounds each, and I'm like close to 100 pounds, and they're big people, and they're wearing a lot of bling bling. Watches and jewelries and all of this, and we're all on a shuttle going from one pyramid to the next, and I tell them, you know what, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You need to hide your bling bling, because when you go around these people, and they're trying to sell you something, they're going to jack up the prices because they see your bling bling and they know you got money. Hide that, all right? You can wear it anywhere else, but when you go to purchase something in some foreign country, you better hide your bling blings, all right? I learned that also, too, when I went down, too, because we lived in San Diego years back, and you go down to San Ysidro, cross the border over into TJ, Tijuana, and then you go, where's your bling blings? And they be jacking up the price. And then they see a female, they be jacking up the price. And then here comes my Mexican husband around the corner, and they be jacking down the price. Things are a little changing then. And then, of course, he in Spanish, and then they jack down the price. Yeah, it's always good to take somebody with you that knows the lingo. Ain't life grand? Now, you want to make sure you keep the bling blings away from the people that want to be jacking up your prices, all right? Now, like I said, your job, the materials, the metals, whether it be dirt, your, say you're putting together your showers, those shower stuff, you know, whether electronics or whatever, doesn't care what your fashion is. So stop wasting your money. Keep your pennies in your pocket. And in 5 years down the road, you'll be happy you did. Stop wasting it. So I get an HSA because you got to have 7 different avenues. In Portville I have 2 HSAs, 1 savings account, 1 403B, 1 Roth IRA, and a savings account. So I have 2 savings accounts. And then when I retire, I will have my state retirement, plus I will have Social Security. So I have all these different places. So you never put all your eggs in one basket. So I have like 7 or 8 different places because this is where my retirement is going, and it's making money. I'm collecting interest from all of these different little increments. And the day I got to start that was the day I finally got my government job at the age of 40. So it's been a hard road, but I had my state retirement by my military time. It's a weird setup, but that's the way it is. So then it goes into my state retirement, and because I wasn't making money off of my military time, so I have doubled up on that. And then I also got through my work, you can purchase bonds. So I have e-bonds, so that means that it will mature in 50 years from when I bought it at the age of 40 or 41. So in 50 years, when I'm 90, all of a sudden, hey, I just got a check. Hey, living large. It's called planning for the future, folks. I'm like 20, and I want stability. I want security. I want a place to live in my 60s. So I bought over 5 acres of land in my 20s for when I retire in my 60s. Because you need a place to hang your hat. Home is where the heart is. Now, at the time, snow really didn't affect me. But as I got older, it's called osteoporosis. You got holes in your bones, and I don't want to live anywhere near snow. But the cool thing is that I just pay a yearly tax. It's usually $50 a year. So I'm guaranteed that land will be there forever. I live in a tiny home called an RV. So I'll just get a truck and I can just pull it over there. My home is paid for. My land is paid for. And it's been paid for, let's see, since my early 20s. So I don't have to deal with all this shenanigan crap of red tape of where's your money going to and what savings account you got and where you spending your money and blah, 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 right? So budget your time, money, and energy. Now, what I'm going to do, because it is too cold, all that snow, ooh, no way. I live in the desert, thank you very much, and this is where I will probably end up staying because I have become a lizard in the desert. If it's over 85 degrees or less than 85 degrees, dude, it's Alaska. No, thank you. It has to be 85 or warmer. Yeah, I love the heat. So if it gets up to 120, I'm okay at 110, all right? I'm a lizard. What can I say? And in mine astrology, I am the lizard people. So I am technically really a lizard. Okay, now, you want to make sure that you keep up on your budget. It is too easy to fall off. I mean, however you want to do it. Your budget, keep it on your flash drive. Every single thing you do in life, keep it on your flash drive, and you have 2 of them because anything can happen. Water, fire, etc., etc. When one dies, you go get another one. All right? Now you put it in a fireproof box or fireproof bag, whatever. This way it would always be there when you need it. Because remember, in a court of law, verbal does not exist. That is merely wishful thinking, utopia. It does not exist. That's he said, she said, and the court does not care. Proof is in the pudding. So you better make sure you have that document scanned and in your computer, on your flash drive or thumb drive, whatever you want to call it. Keep track of your records. Because when any taxes come up and the tax man called the government decide they want to come and do an audit, they have 10 years to come back on you. And you'll be like, I don't know, and you start playing with your finger on your lip. I don't know, right? Well, then that's called ignorance. Innocence is when you did not know better. Ignorance is you know better, but you choose to go the opposite way. So don't be ignorant. Take care of your business. And then you will not stress yourself out later. All right? Now, budget. Time, money, and energy. Now, when you pay attention to how your Social Security is going to roll, the government already has a plan from the minute you're born. This is why you get a number called a Social Security number. You get a number. What happens is you roll through life, you get all these different jobs, you're spending all this money. Trust me, Big Brother's always watching. Now, the last 10 years of your working life is what the government bases your Social Security on. The highest 3 of those 10 is what you will get on your monthly Social Security. So now, if you have 7 different avenues that you've been saving your money, dependent upon your interest rate, quarterly, monthly, or APY, as to how much money that account is making. And trust me, my mother's an earth sign. They're all about the physical. Hear, taste, touch, smell. You see? It's all about the human 5 senses. Hear, smell, taste, touch, feel. All human 5 senses are earth sign. Earth is equated to anything physical in Earth's realm, in the 5 human senses, in the moment in time. Do you get what I'm saying? In the emotion. And what is their role? Their role is money. Revolves around money. So all of my life, at least for 50 years, every 5 minutes, my mother talks about money. So it becomes redundantly on deaf ears. It flows in, but am I going to do that? Excuse me, if it's not fun, well, what's the point in doing it? You just collect all the information, and then you live your life the way that you should. Doing your budget, you become a certified financial planner. You learn how to put your money in the increments of interest. This way, when the flow of the economy crashes, you're more prepared for what's to come. Certain establishments will close up. Well, guess what? You've already learned how, with years of food nutrition, how to dry out your food, because maybe you're homeless. Well, guess what? You know how to keep your food in storage because you don't need a refrigerator. There's so many things that you can do to actually plan for your life so that you're not wasting your time, money, and energy. These are the type of things that I've been doing all my life, in which these are the reasons why, after 25 years of college, 16 certificates and diplomas, 6 college degrees, and 2 doctorate degrees, and I'm working on my 3rd doctorate degree because I'm sharing my experience of all the things that I've done, seen, heard, smelled, taste, touch, feel. As an air sign, I know all this stuff through the emotions of air, earth, fire, water. Water is emotions. Fire is spirit. Earth, air. I am air. I am Gemini. Earth, because I have a mother and a son that are both Taurus. They're both Earth. One of my ex-boyfriends was same Taurus. My 2 ex-husbands were Cancer. So you get overcombobulated of particular astrology signs because they're there for a reason. Why? Because they're your soulmate. A soulmate is to teach that love is awareness for a Gemini, and to learn that love is feeling. So you teach the younger soul generation as a Gemini, that would be a Taurus and an Aries. Teach that love is awareness, and learn that love is feeling. And the feeling would be my next lifetime, which is Cancer. So that's how it flows. That's why they're soulmates, to teach and to learn. So you teach them and you learn from them, and they teach you and you learn from them. It's you teach them and learn from them, and they teach you and you learn from you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I gotta write it down to really see it. You know, it's basically a mathematical equation. When you put all the particle pieces together, you then begin to understand how life doesn't just happen for nothing. There's a reason for everything. So this reason is all these people keep coming into my life to teach me, these are the things I need to do. So I learned how to make my budget. I learned the education that I needed to accumulate so that I could go exactly where I wanted. Since like in my 20s, I always wanted to be a famous author, and I wanted to win a Nobel Prize, and I wanted to be a world traveling metaphysician. And these I am doing. And that's how that works. I mean, in my 20s, I want a government job. In my 30s, I wanted to be a gang warrior. I'm living my dream, and that's the way it should be. That's because it's about the planning. So you plan it. Plan your budget and time, money, and energy. Pretty simple. And when you do, then you begin to understand life is not as complicated as you think. You're creating the complications because you see things only in one direction. Tunnel vision. Get out of there. Look at the world through air, earth, fire, water. Begin to understand. Why is it you're here? What is your purpose? Your purpose is to learn. Air, earth, fire, water. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's logic. Learn it. Become it. Then teach it. And life is love. Love is life. Blessings from Reverend Dr. Juanita Lewis, DDIV, PhD. And thank you for your support. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. And have a fun-filled, fantastical day.